Alright, welcome to one of our videos about setting up some arcade games. We have an arcade called Twilight Tech, and we have quite a mix of classic games from the 80s, and even a couple from the 70s, all the way to the 2000s. And more specifically, we are going to get Rush 2049 taken out of storage and set up at the new location, which is a movie theater in town called Moonlight Movies. They've been really nice and allowed us to set up some coin-operated machines in their space. So we went to the storage unit and started loading everything up on what is quite a big truck, like unnecessarily large. Yeah, here we go again with this oily substance on the rubber that comes out on quite a few games. When it sits for a while and the rubber gets old, kind of has this cooking oil kind of buildup, which is really annoying, but it does clean off, and as long as we keep it clean, it's pretty good. So Andrew's really happy to be on camera, and he will get everything strapped in onto the new location at the mall, get everything hooked up with the LAN cable. We aren't sure if it's even going to work at this point, but sure enough, it fired up, and other than some retrace lines that we need to adjust for, it's looking pretty promising, actually. So we do have some experience with racing games. We have Initial D and stuff like that. Maybe, what is the other one? Fast and the Furious, which is basically cruising at the Twilight Tech arcade location. Now it's up to me to get these doors taken off because they're quite large. We have a stockpile of coin doors, but not this size. Sometimes you run into different size coin doors, so we got a box here of what we thought we could use, new coin doors with a digital coin mechanism, but obviously it's not nearly big enough. So I get some measurements in order to make a replacement door out of MDF, actually, and it's about 1/2 inch thick, and I get the measurements. And I think, well, I'll just put it up to the old door and see if it's the same, and it's pretty close. I get some new doors cut to size, and looks good. I made them a little bit smaller just to account for any errors. And I gotta get this coin door centered where that black line is on the tape. I gotta get it right in the middle there so the coin drops into the coin box properly. So I just transfer that distance from one side to the coin mechanism and make a line which is going to be the exact center of what will be the hole for the new coin mech. And you can see it's just a little bit too small, so that's why we're making a new door. So I center that line right in that slot there. And being the genius that I thought I was, I just made some lines and thought, well, I'll just cut it out quickly with the jigsaw. It doesn't have to be perfect. And that was dumb, to be honest. I just hacked at it, and it wasn't able to make the turns very accurately. So I had to cut a new piece, and since I had like 2 routers sitting in front of me, I just thought, well, I'll put some tape on, spray some contact cement on the door and the new replacement door, get everything centered up where I needed it to be, and put some holes in there and just take the router with the flush trim bit and cut it out that way, and it was way easier, way cleaner. And yeah, the lock is also not a perfect circle, so I had to do that as well. And that was way easier. I don't know why I didn't do that the first time, but it was a long day of moving machines, so there it is. Now all I have to do is paint it and put some hinges on there and install it. So yeah, a quick coat of primer. Maybe not entirely necessary. so I threw on some matte black paint, put some nice long strokes to even everything out, let it dry, and decided, well, I have time. It was still early in the night, so I saved that little bit of paint, sanded it up a little when it was dry, including the edges, I think. Yeah, okay, good. Pretty sure I only did a second coat on the front side. And cleared off all that dust because might as well do the best we can. Even though it's in a darker place and it doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to get fingerprints on it anyways. And there it is. That's the replacement coin door in Rush 2049 with that new digital coin mech. And it's great. It can pretty much be programmed to use any kind of coin, like from anywhere around the world basically, as long as it fits through that slot. So I tightened up the nuts and put in our new locks, and we probably use, I mean, we have 1,000 of these things and they all use the same key, and it's really handy if we need to ever change the locks or put them anywhere. At Twilight Tech Arcade we have everything on free play, but here in the theater we just thought it would be fun to have a classic arcade experience. So people put in some loonies or toonies, depending on the game. Andrew's going to program the coin mech in order to take toonies or loonies, and there it is.